We're back in the WagerTalk studios. We're talking week 1 college football. Exciting matchup to start off the football season. Michigan walks into South Bend to play the Notre Dame Fighting Irish as a 2-point favorite. We saw this as a game of the year early on in the summertime. Notre Dame was -7. What has happened in the last couple weeks here, Brian Leonard? Talk to me about why this Wolverines team is a 2-point favorite.
Well, all the credit to Chris Andrews and everybody over there at the South Point, but it was just a bad line. The first 2 guys in line bet it and dropped it down to 4. So by that time, everybody else just followed. It's probably where it should be at this point. You've got a Notre Dame team right here that has had some problems. You know, they're 5-8 the last 3 years against top 20 teams. One of the things that concerns me, obviously, is that situation. When you're an independent, you should have time to play. You know, people always talk about being in the SEC when you're playing these tough teams every week. Notre Dame doesn't have that, and they're still only 5-8 against top competition, top 20. And they lost 2 top 10 draft picks on the offensive line. That's going to be a really telling stat, really telling story here in this first game, because we all know how good this Michigan defense is. But I went back and I looked at Michigan, and so far, you know, since the new coach has been there, they've allowed 29.5 points when they're playing top 10 teams. Obviously, Notre Dame is in that boat this year. They're a fringe top 10 team. And only one of those 8 times did they allow somebody less than 24 points. So Michigan's going to take some time to get going, but as this team goes on, they'll be better as the season goes on. And they've got the transfer of quarterback, and that was really the thing with Michigan, is they had no quarterback the last few years. As this team goes on this season, Michigan's going to be very good. Don't know if it's going to be this early in the season. It
does seem like bookmakers tend to be a little high on Harbaugh this year. Is that what you're seeing as well, Mark?
I think it's an overreaction to the transfer that you're talking about. Shea Patterson comes over from Mississippi, and the first number, I agree, was wrong, and Notre Dame should have never been 7. But to go from -7 now to Michigan -2, I think is too much of an adjustment. They're looking at the Michigan team. The hype is there. They bring back 8 offensive starters. They bring back 9 on defense. So they like everybody coming back, and now you add the one missing link that has always troubled Michigan. When was the last time they had a good quarterback at Michigan? For Harbaugh, being a quarterback himself, you would think that he would have been able to recruit somebody that would have moved this offense, and that's been the Achilles heel. But now that they got this transfer, I think they're over-adjusting. And as you said, the beginning of the season for Patterson, this is a new system. He's coming from Mississippi to learn Harbaugh's. Yes, he's got, 3 months to get ready, but still, till you get into game action and do it, and he's going to be facing a Notre Dame defense that does bring back 9 players. This is a defense last year that held 10 of 13 opponents to 20 points or less. They did have some trouble at the end of the season. They were giving up some points during the last 4 or 5 game stretch. That's where they got those 3 games. But they did have some injuries on the defense late in the season. I think Notre Dame, opening game, under the lights right now. This game's going to be a night game.
You know, I love the home dogs. Marco's giving me the nod like Kelly. I know this is your type of game. Great stuff, as always, from Marco D'Angelo and Brian Leonard. 3-day all-access, $59. Guys, pick your favorite handicapper, and you get all of their plays for 3 days for just $59. If you like these videos, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and be sure to share it with all your friends.